Hi guys, welcome to my channel. On today's episode, I'll be cutting a gather's tie back gown. Yes, the back will be open and then the down will be gathers. That is what I'll be cutting today. So, um I there was actually so much interruption in this video that I could not get the full shot of the drafting process, but if you pay close attention you will understand the cutting of this dress. So moving on to today's episode, first off I would fold the material into two. Now to get the blouse side, that's the skirt side rather, from your waist to your knee, you will have to measure from your waist to your knee to get the gather side. I'll show the picture on the screen. Now to get that side you have to measure it, then you times whatever you also measure your waist, and then you times whatever your waist give you into two. If your waist is 20, for instance, because I'm sewing for a little girl, but you can also use the same way to cut for an adult. If your waist is 20, you times it by 2, which is 40, and then you use the 40 to get the width of your gathers. Now for this waist I used for the waist I used times 2.5 to get my measurements. Now after that I dropped it aside. Now moving to the blouse, to the upside, I've gone ahead to measure from the shoulder to the waist, which was 8. I added 2 extra inches, which was 10 if you look at it closely. Then I would go ahead to measure my shoulder. If you want to get your shoulder, you measure your shoulder, then you divide it by 2. That's how you get your shoulder. Now for all of my measurements, I used to say it earlier that I always add 2 inches for every measurement that I am doing, just for extra allowance, so that I can be sure of whatever I am cutting. So I'm checking the distance of the bust measurements plus the allowance to see how many gap will still be remaining. Now until I am done and satisfied with the extra material left as the allowance, I would go ahead to take the normal body measurement. Now after being satisfied, I went ahead to take the shoulder measurement. What I got for the shoulder was what I used for the armhole. Then I also went ahead to connect the armhole to the shoulder. Then went up by half of an inch, make my cuff. I have taken a bust measurement. I think it gave me 5. Round body was 20, gave me 5. I added 2 inches for sewing allowance. That's 5 inches for sewing allowance, and then 1.5 inches for extra allowance. You know, she's a child, she's growing. So just in case she gets older, she will be able to still adjust that material and wear it until she's tired of it. So I also went down, take my waist, add extra 2 inches, half inch for the sewing allowance, half inch for that. I'll be adding that, then the remaining 1 inch for extra allowance. After that I went ahead to cut it. Now after cutting, I'll place the same measurement and fabric on a plain fabric. Now remember, I will not be adding zipper allowance. I will not be adding zip allowance. I'll be using the normal body measurement to cut both the front and the back. The reason for this is because it's an open back. It's not supposed to have a zipper allowance. Besides, after cutting the same body, for the back you will still go in by 2 inches or 1 inch or 1.5, depending on how wide you want the back to be. For the upside, that's around the bust area, and going by 1 inch. After cutting it the same way with the normal body, you can go in by 1 inch to cut that side before making your drafting. Just watch closely and you will understand what I did here. Now if you look very well, you will notice that I am not wasting material. You will see that there's still a lot of fabric remaining. And the reason why I am trying to manage up is because I'll be using a lot for the gathers. I want it to be very fluffy and big, like a Barbie dress, a Barbie gathers, because it's for a child, a girl child. So that's why I'm trying to manage I'm not like I'm managing it, but I'm just making use of it the right way. So for the neck, I went ahead to measure a neck. I measured a neck, a round neck, to get the full circumference, because I do not want a reason where the front will now be choking a neck or will be too low for her has a round neck. So I measured it. This is me trying to figure out, I'm trying to calculate the round circumference and what I have, but my brain was so hot because I had a lot of things doing on this day. So my brain was hot that I could not even figure out by myself. I had to use my calculator to do it, but I was fine with what I got. I used three, 2.5 by I think 2 by 3, or 2.5 by 3 1/4 or something. So for the neck and for the front and the back neck, I ended up using the same neck circumference for both of them, because the back neck on the picture was low. So it wasn't, I didn't want to expose her too much, but at the same time I had to do what I was given. So I had to use the same neck circumference for both the front and the back. Now remember, the measurement for the front and the back are the same, the neck circumference also the same. After cutting the neck circumference, I removed the front from one of the pieces. Then I went ahead to do this freehand tracing, making sure that it is looking like what is in the picture. I didn't want the neck to be too open, so I was trying to cover her back a bit, so making sure that it's looking like what it's in the picture. But I ended up still trimming about 1 inch away from what I did over here. So you could just use your free hand, connect from the waist side down or up to the neck side. Yeah, ended up trimming more than what is on this video, because I discovered it was too big. The back was too big after adding the lacing. So this is me trimming out half of an inch, then giving that little space, but it was too close. So when joining it, I had to still trim more than what is in this video rather. So after cutting this, I'm done with the cutting of the gathers, cutting of the top. So I'm just going to cut my material on the lining. I'm just going to cut on the lining. The gathers won't have a lining because of how it's going to be at the back. So it's not possible. If it's possible, but for this dress, I'm not putting lining on the gathers, just the upside, which was even difficult for me because in the video they didn't line the dress, they only biased everything round. And I would also advise you to just bias everything. Then if you have a whipping machine, you could just go ahead to whip it to make it more easier for you and faster. But the lining I did really gave me much work to do, but it's worth it. It's a very and nice and beautiful dress. So these are the fabrics. I'm done with the fabric. Like I said, the video, it wasn't recording. I thought it was recording, so I could not get all the full video of it. So I had just had to like join everything together, making it one video. So after cutting it, I would what's it called, I would apply my paper stay on it, on both the lining and the main fabric. The essence of this chalk on my dress, the reason why I was putting chalk on the dress after cutting is because I want to be able to differentiate the front from the back. Now some ankara or some materials that you buy, you realize that both the front and the back are looking the same. And for people like us, that when we are already stressed out, we tend to start having color blind and the rest. So I had to use chalk to astericate. I had to use chalk to differentiate the back from the front, so that I would know where to put my stay and where to put the lining. So this is the softest stay. This is, I call it paper stay. This is what I call it. This is what I apply on my material, just to give it that little firm. So basically, after putting the stay, if you are still finding it difficult to know how to join it, you could just join all your fabric, then join the lining separately, then you attach everything together and top stitch where it is needed, or you join the lining and the fabric together to where it's needed. I'm sorry I didn't show you guys the sewing tutorial. I actually thought it was videoing. I didn't know my phone was not recording actually. So this is the rope, this is the loop, or what's it called? This is the rope that will be at the back of the dress that we use to tie the dress together. So I'll just go ahead. I went ahead to measure the length, which was okay for me. I think I used 12 because it's a child. 12, yeah. After using 12, then I used 3 inches for the width. Initially I used 4, which was too high for me, so I kept trimming and trimming and trimming to 2 inches, and I was fine by that 2 inches. I sewed with half inch, so it was remaining 1.5, which was perfect for the dress. So after
So
cutting
for
the
the
rope
back
for
of
the
the
back,
gathers, this
I
was
went
how
ahead
I
to
went
do my
ahead to
gathers.
do mine.
I did
So
the
I
gathers at the
forgot to
back
add
as well.
extra two and a
I
half
will show you
inches
guys a
because I'll
picture
be
of
adding a
how the
big
back was
elastic,
for the
which
dress.
is about one
I
inch or
joined the
so.
lining and the
So I'll be
dress
adding a big
together,
elastic at the back.
and that
So
was
I
all.
forgot
The dress was
to
basically ready.
put extra
I'm
inches to
sorry
give, so
guys
that
that
it's the
I could
length
not show
with the
you
back and the front to
the
be the same,
sewing tutorial,
but I had to improvise. So what I did is I cut out 2.5 inches fabric, then I added it to this one that I have. Added it to this one that I have. I sewed it on it. Then this is me ironing it and then folding half of an inch inside, which I am going to top stitch on. Now after folding that half of an inch inside, I'll top stitch on it, then also run a little top stitch on top of the fabric again. Top stitch at the bottom, also top stitch on top of it before passing through my elastic and forming a neat and fine gathers. So and this is me showing you just top stitch on top and then top stitch at the bottom. This is it, and this is the rope for the back. I've gone ahead to sew it. I'll just go ahead to press it down. Press it so carefully to give it that neat look. You have to iron every dress you make, every gathers and everything you do, just to make it neat. So after pressing the rope for the back, this is the gathers for the back. This is how it is looking. You can see how fine and neat it is, and this is the back of the gathers for the gown. Now this is how both the back and the front will be looking on the dress. This is also the front. This is the top, the blouse for the dress. You can see I have gone ahead to add the lining. I've attached the lining to the main fabric, and I am just going to give it a good press to make it neat. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. That's basically all. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.